Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope we're all doing absolutely fine. And today, as usual, I'm going to continue with the Discourses by Epictetus. And I'll read to you the chapter 5 How a Careful Life is Compatible with a Noble Spirit. So let's get started. Material things are indifferent, but how we handle them is not indifferent. How then is one to maintain the constant and tranquil mind, and therewith the careful spirit which is not random or hasty? You can do it if you imitate those who play dice. Counters and dice are indifferent. How do I know what is going to turn up? My business is to use what does turn up with diligence and skill. In like manner, that is the principal business of life. Distinguish between things, weigh them one against the other, and say, external things are not in my power. My will is my own. Where am I to seek what is good and what is evil? Within me, among my own possessions. You must never use the word good or evil or benefit or an injury or any such word in connection with other man's possessions. Do you mean that then that outward things are to be used without care? By no means. For this again is evil for the will and unnatural to it. They must be used with care, for their use is not a matter of indifference, but at the same time with constancy and tranquility, for in themselves they are indifferent. Where the true value of things is concerned, no one can hinder or compel me. I am subject to hindrance and compulsion only in matters which lie out of my power to win, which are neither good nor evil, but they may be dealt with well or ill, and these rest with me. It is difficult to unite and combine these qualities, the diligence of a man who devotes himself to material things, and the constancy of one who disregards them, yet not impossible. Otherwise, it would be impossible to be happy. We act very much as if we were on a voyage. What can I do? I can choose out helmsman, the sailors, the day, the moment. Then a storm arises. What do I care? I have fulfilled my task. Another has now to act. The helmsman. Suppose even the ship goes down. What have I to do then? I do not. I do only what lies in my power. Drawing. If drawn, if drawn, I must, without fear, not crying out or accusing heaven, for I know that what is born must needs also perish. For I am not immortal, but a man, a part of the universe, as an hour is a part of the day. Like the hour, I must be here, and like an hour pass away. What matters? What matters? What matters is then to me how I pass by drawing or by fever, by some such means I must needs pass away. You will see that those who play ball with skill behave so. No one of them discusses whether the ball is good or bad, but only how to strike and how to receive it. Therefore, balanced play consists in this: skill, speed. Good judgment consists in this: that while I cannot catch the ball, even if I spread my gun for it, the, the expert catches it if I throw it. But if we catch or strike the ball with flurry or fear, what is the good of the game? How will anyone stick to the game and see how it works out? One will say, strike, another, do not strike, and another, you have had one stroke. This surely is fighting instead of playing. In that sense, Socrates knew how to play the game. What do you mean? He knew how to play in the court. Tell me, Anestus, said he, in what way you say that I disbelieve in God? What do you think that divinities are? Are they not either children of the gods, or the mixed offspring of men and gods? And when Aeneas agreed, he said, "Who then do you think can believe in the existence of mules, and not in asses?" He was like one playing the ball at ball. What then was the ball that he played with? Life, imprisonment, exile, taking poison, being deprived of his wife, leaving his children orphans. These were the things he played with, but nonetheless, he played and tossed the ball with balance. So we ought to play the game, so to speak, with all possible care and skill, but treat the ball itself as indifferent. A man must certainly cultivate skill in regard to some outward things. He needs not accept a thing for its own sake, but he should show his skill in regard to it, whatever it be. In the same way, the weaver does not make fleeces, but devotes himself to deal with them in whatever form he receives them. Sustenance and property are given you by another, who can take them away from you too. Yes, and your bit of body as well. It is for you then to take what is given you and make the most of it. Then, if you come off without harm, others who meet you will rejoice with you in your safety. But the man who has a good eye for conduct, if he sees that you behaved here with honor, will praise you and rejoice with you. But if he sees a man has saved his life by acting dishonorably, he will do the opposite. For where a man can rejoice with reason, his neighbor can rejoice with him also. How is it then that some external things are described as natural and some are as unnatural? It is because we regard ourselves as detached from the rest of the universe. For the foot, for instance, I shall say it is natural to be clean, but if you take it as a foot and not as the detached thing, it will be fitting for it to walk in the mud and tread upon thorns, and sometimes to be cut off for the sake of the whole body, or else will cease to be a foot. We must hold exactly the same sort of view about ourselves. What are you? A man. If you regard man as a detached being, it is natural for him to live to old age, to be rich, to be healthy. But if you regard him as a man and a part of a larger whole, that whole makes it fitting that at one moment you should fall ill, at another go a voyage and risk your life, and at another be at your wits' end, and it may be die before your time. Why then are you indignant? Do you not know that, just as the foot spoke of a foot apart will cease to be a foot, so you will cease to be a man? For what is a man? A part of the city? First, a part of the city in which gods and men are incorporated, and secondly, of that city which has the next claim to be called so, which is a small copy of the city universal. What, you say, am I now to be put on my trial? Is another then to have a fever, another to go a voyage, another die, another to be condemned? I say it is impossible in a body like ours, in this enveloping space, in this common life, that events of this sort should not happen, one to this man and another to that. It is your business then to take what fate brings and deal with what happens as is fitting. Suppose then the judge says, I will judge you to be a wrongdoer. You reply, may I go well with you? I did my part, and it is for you to see if you have done yours. For the judge's part, too, do not forget, has its own danger. Alright guys, the reading session is over. We're going to continue as usual, but tomorrow. Thank you, see you, and bye.